Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about a much-awaited upgrade that Samsung users are finally getting. Predictive back gestures in Samsung's own apps, thanks to One UI 8 based on Android 16. If you've used a Galaxy device recently, you know how useful One UI has become over time. And with this new version, Samsung is taking things a step further. So, let's start with what exactly Predictive Back is. Predictive Back is a smart gesture feature that Google introduced with Android 15. Basically, when you swipe from the left or right edge of the screen to go back, your current app or screen starts sliding out and you get a preview of the previous screen before fully completing the gesture. This helps you decide whether to continue going back or stop right there. Really useful, especially when you're deep into app menus or settings. Now here's the thing. When Samsung released One UI 7, which was based on Android 15, it supported Predictive Back but only in Google's apps like Chrome and Gmail. It didn't work in Samsung's own apps like the Calculator or Weather app. This left a lot of users disappointed, especially those who prefer using Samsung's stock apps. But things have finally changed with One UI 8, based on Android 16. According to recent findings, especially from the folks at Android Authority, the Galaxy S25 running the beta version of One UI 8 now supports predictive back gestures inside Samsung's own apps. That's right, apps like Calculator, Clock, Contacts, Settings, Voice Recorder, and Weather now show that smooth back animation. As you swipe back, you'll see a preview of the screen you're about to return to, just like you do in Google Apps. It feels modern, smooth, and definitely more helpful. Unfortunately, not all Samsung apps support it yet. Apps like Calendar and Reminders still don't show this predictive back behavior. So, it looks like Samsung is rolling this out in phases, or they're still working on updating those apps to support the feature. There's another thing to keep in mind. This feature is enabled by default, so you don't need to dive into settings to switch it on. But there's one important condition. If you've been using GoodLock's One Hand Operation Plus module, you'll need to disable it. For some reason, this module interferes with the predictive back gesture and prevents it from working properly. So if you want to enjoy predictive back in One UI 8, make sure that specific module is turned off. Now let's talk a bit about the developer options. On Android 15, there's a toggle in developer options to turn on predictive back gestures. But in One UI 7, Samsung didn't make this feature available in that section. Even when you searched for it in the settings, it would show up. But tapping on it did nothing. It was basically inactive. But with One UI 8, that issue has been fixed. The predictive back toggle in the developer options is not only visible, but it actually works now. That said, you don't even need to turn it on from there. The gesture feature works out of the box on supported apps. This may sound like a small improvement, but it's actually a big deal when it comes to user experience. Being able to preview what's on the previous screen before going back makes navigation smoother, faster, and more intuitive. Especially when you're jumping between multiple screens inside apps. Samsung's slow start with this feature in One UI 7 was disappointing, but with One UI 8, it seems they're finally catching up and giving users a more modern Android experience. It also shows that Samsung is now more serious about keeping up with Google's Android features while still offering its own unique customization. To sum it all up, One UI 8 brings predictive back gestures to Samsung's stock apps. It currently works in apps like Calculator, Clock, Contacts, Settings, Voice Recorder, and Weather. Apps like Calendar and Reminders still don't support it yet. The feature is enabled by default, no toggle needed. Make sure to disable One Hand Operation Plus from GoodLock to make it work. The developer options now properly include a functional predictive back toggle. If you're using the Galaxy S25 or any device running the beta version of One UI 8, try it out and see the difference yourself. And hopefully, when the full version of One UI 8 rolls out to other Galaxy devices, we'll see even more Samsung apps support this handy gesture. Thanks for watching, and if you found this update helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you stay updated with all the latest from the world of Samsung and Android. See you in the next video.